Hey there, and welcome to this explainer. Today, we're going on a wild ride into the hidden mechanics of your mind. We're looking at a totally fascinating NOVA investigation led by neuroscientist Heather Berlin, and it asks what's probably the most profound question in all of human science.
Okay, let's dive into this. Think about when you woke up this morning. You picked out your outfit, you grabbed your coffee, you decided to click on this explainer. You probably felt a complete sense of agency, right? Like you were the conscious author of every single one of those choices. But what if I told you that feeling of ultimate control is actually just a highly convincing illusion cooked up by your biology?
Think of this whole thing like a biological detective story. We're on the hunt for a hidden driver, this secretive force operating completely behind the scenes of our everyday choices. Heather Berlin's research suggests something wild. While our conscious self really, truly thinks it's sitting in the driver's seat, a lot of the time, it's actually just riding passenger. It literally has no idea who's actually steering the car.
Now, before we get too deep, we need to nail down what we actually mean by the subconscious. In the context of this research, we aren't just talking about weird dreams or vague gut feelings. No, we're talking about a vast, insanely efficient, underlying network of brain processes. It's basically a massive biological supercomputer operating completely below your conscious radar, just secretly crunching numbers, assessing threats, and driving your behaviors 24/7. So to truly figure out who is running the show, we kind of have to look at extreme case files. We need to see exactly what happens to the human body and our behavior when the conscious mind is literally flipped to the off switch, leaving only that hidden driver fully in charge. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how the sleepwalking brain state fundamentally challenges everything we think we know about agency. During a sleepwalking episode, a person's conscious awareness is 100% offline, and yet the brain can still pull off incredibly complex physical actions. People will navigate their entire houses, unlock deadbolts, or even cook full meals, all without a single drop of conscious awareness. The brain's autopilot is just startlingly capable.
We can actually push this idea even further by comparing natural sleep to an anesthesia-induced state. See, when doctors administer anesthesia, they aren't just putting you to sleep. They are artificially suspending your consciousness altogether. By looking at how the brain acts when this rational, conscious layer is pharmacologically stripped away, neuroscientists can map out exactly which of our survival systems and autopilot capabilities stay fiercely active even in the absolute dark.
Okay, let's bring the brain back to a normal waking state. But what if we alter its physical structure? Like, what actually happens when the biological pathways of the brain are literally divided right down the middle?
Well, this brings us to the famous split brain mystery. In some super rare cases, usually to treat severe conditions, surgeons have to sever the connection between the left and right hemispheres of the brain. When this happens, each side starts processing information totally independently. And here is the truly shocking part. If the right subconscious side of the brain makes a decision to do something, the left conscious side, which is the side that controls language, literally has no clue why it just happened. But instead of just admitting, hey, I don't know, the conscious mind instantly invents a perfectly rational, entirely fabricated story to explain the action. We literally make up reasons on the spot just to convince ourselves we're the ones in control. And honestly, this illusion of control bleeds right into our everyday lives too. Just take game theory, the math behind strategic decision-making. Researchers have found that even when you think you're making this totally savvy, highly logical choice to outsmart someone else, your brain is actually just running a pre-programmed subconscious algorithm. You think it's pure strategy, but it's really just biology doing its thing.
But look, it isn't just logic and strategy running on autopilot. We have to talk about the emotional center of the brain too. So the crucial point is that our past acts as this invisible hand resting right on the steering wheel of our present.
Just think about the sheer volume of baggage we all carry around, unprocessed past traumas, deep-seated emotional memories, subconscious fears, biological survival drives, unseen memory patterns. It's a lot, right? When you're faced with a choice, you feel like you're just weighing the pros and cons in real time. But in reality, your subconscious is instantly filtering that choice through a massive mountain of emotional history. Your brain is often making the decision based on avoiding past pain way before your conscious mind even realizes there's a choice to be made.
Now, I know exactly what you might be thinking. Realizing that so much of our daily life is dictated by this hidden driver, well, it can feel pretty unsettling. It kind of challenges our core identity as humans. But wait, because there's actually a massive payoff to all of this. There is a really remarkable silver lining to our total lack of conscious control.
And this brilliantly illustrates what happens when we map out these phenomena side by side. A really fascinating spectrum starts to appear. In sleepwalking, conscious control is basically zero. In split-brain patients, it's just a clever illusion. With trauma, it's heavily compromised. But look at creativity down there at the bottom. Here, conscious control isn't stolen from us, it is voluntarily relinquished. And the subconscious? It suddenly becomes our absolute, ultimate idea generator.
This right here is the ultimate, incredibly positive revelation of Berlin's research. Surrendering control isn't just some weird glitch in our biology. It is a profound evolutionary advantage. The very roots of human creativity depend almost entirely on our ability to just let go of the steering wheel.
It turns out, surrendering to the subconscious can actually be a superpower. Just think about it. Musicians improvising jazz, athletes getting completely locked into the zone, or a writer totally lost in their work. Our most brilliant, creative outputs happen precisely when we turn off that conscious, rational filter. We literally have to quiet that nagging, analyzing voice in our left hemisphere and just let the hidden driver take over. And when we do, we tap into a processing power that is far, far greater than our everyday waking mind.
Which leaves us with this final, truly fascinating question to ponder. If your absolute best ideas, your most brilliant strokes of genius, and your fastest reactions only happen when you let go of the wheel, well, who is really coming up with them? Are you the conscious voice that happily takes all the credit, or are you the silent, brilliant driver operating in the dark? Think about that the next time you have a major light bulb moment. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and hey, keep exploring the incredible machinery of your own mind.